How are we doing? Welcome everybody to another wonderful day of StarCraft 2 action. Yesterday Wardy shall disappear, be replaced by today Wardy. Beautiful. Beautiful. Hello. So today we've got qualifiers for the WardiTV Summer Championship. We're probably gonna have to rejig a little bit of the Summer Championship dates and stuff. I'm trying to figure out what, how best to approach that. But it's getting a little complicated with other events that keep coming up. There's a lot of community stuff going on right now, so yeah, we'll be probably rejigging the overall theme bob for it, but I guess we'll see. Goes on. I need to refresh this one. Cool. Hello, guys. Hello. Everything's reset. Players are starting to find their matchups. There's a lot of players with walkovers in the first round, just waiting for a round 2 match. I'm kind of tempted to wait for a round 2 matchup, honestly. A lot of the round 1 players already started a few minutes ago, and I was still doing some admin stuff, so we're still getting set up and so on. So I think that's going to be just a little bit of a Wardy Talk stream for the first 5, 10, maybe 15 minutes, just while we wait for a first round matchup to finish. If we start getting some plays in the second round, it's already going to be some pretty good matchups as well. What we are going to do... today is we've got double qualifier action today, actually. So today we've got not just this first qualifier, but there's a second qualifier in 4 hours time. We're not going to be able to stream all of that unless it's very quick. I've got some family commitments, but I didn't really want to move it to... My choice was to move it to Thursday, and I just didn't really want to move it to Thursday. So what we're going to do is we're going to see what the signups are like, but we're probably going to have a little bit of funkiness here or there. So, yeah, a little bit of what's going on. So, yeah, I would take a couple moments, and we'll just sit and chill. There's a couple admin things to ping about as well. Someone's having trouble logging into NA, which I actually had the same, not exactly the same issue, but I did lag a little bit trying to connect to NA today, so... Maybe there's something just up in the air in the NA server. Yeah, TLDR, we're going to do this first qualifier in full, and then the second qualifier... second qualifier will not quite be in full, basically, is the TLDR. We'll see what the signups are like. We might do a couple rounds. We might not do any of the second qualifier. I might just cast one qualifier and call it a day. Kind of depends how quickly this one ends, too. I might just admin the second one. It gives me a little bit of time to get some stuff sorted as well, so... I know that's not ideal, but... Like I said, the alternative was moving it to Thursday, and I just didn't really want to move it to Thursday. Because things got changed about a little bit late, so... How many PvPs do I expect today? It's funny that I didn't intend on this, but the way the season worked, all the Protoss players are pretty much in the top of the bracket. So the top of the bracket is going to be a bunch of PvP, and the bottom of the bracket is going to be a little bit more Terran focused with the Zerg thrown in there as well. We've got Shin playing today. So, yeah. Alright. We'll take a moment or two and continue through. So yeah, couple admin things, just chilling though. How's everyone doing today? How's everyone feeling? Is this the tournament we keep running qualifiers till Harstem manages to qualify? Yeah, pretty much. 4 qualification spots in each qualifier, so 16 players will qualify. And then we've got the pity invites as well. You know, if Harstem signs up to every one of these qualifiers and doesn't make it, we're like, well, participation badge, you know? So we can help him out as well. So yeah. No, it's, there's a lot of qualifiers, but we want it to be open. We want anyone who wants to play to be allowed to play. That is the vibe we're running with. Starting the day off, by the way, with a Prime sub from Lamo C. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. And Scaffler, the gifted sub champion, with the 6-month resub as well. Lemon apparently took a walkover, so Lemon's going to play Harstem. We can cast Lemon Harstem. It is a PvP, but it does give us a match to jump into. Alright guys, just sorting a couple things out. Like I say. Cool. Alright, how's everyone doing? We'll go Lemon Harstem to cast some stuff. I do want to focus probably on the bottom side of the bracket a little bit, but yeah, for now we'll go Lemon Harstem and then probably swap down to the non-PvP section. Seems like a reasonable plan. Overall. Yeah, apparently any server just sucking today as well. Yeah, I tried to log into. I had the exact same thing with even when I just relogged to EU then back to NA, and it was just like I didn't like it at all, man. It was like connecting to Blizzard services, giving you the concerns. Yay. World of StarCraft having a... Just getting screwed on the server connection. What is new? What is new? Bracket's kind of fun because ByuN basically has the Terran section of the bracket. Shin is gonna have a fun section as well a bit further down the line. See some gonna be some fun games. Like I said, we're just waiting for Harstem and Lemon to veto, and then we'll jump into those guys. Nice. Alright, we'll get into, like I say, Harstem Lemon when they veto it up. See what Harstem's up to right now. See where they're at in their veto process. Apparently some discussions about how the vetoes are working, but it looks like they've picked their first map, so shouldn't be too long, should be able to kick this off. And go into a little bit of PvP to start the day, guys. Like I say, we are going to have some non-PvP further down the line, just trying to find a matchup that's ready to go fairly early. So, yeah, that's what we are going to get up to. So, we'll kick off this in just a second. Again, thanks for a little bit of patience while we get started. Sometimes these qualifiers are a little hectic getting started as well. We do typically try and start the stream a little bit later for the qualifiers, but, you know, today a couple of extra things popped up and so on, so all good. Pretty stacked qualifier though. Obviously 4 players will qualify today, so top 4 qualify. The top 4 can then also play for some prize money, so there's $75 split between first and second place. So first place takes home $50, second place takes home $25. So there is a little bit of prize money as well. So once you qualify, you can play on for the prize money. You do not have to. You can just forfeit. You do not have to play for the prize money. You can just give your opponent the prize money and give up. But there is a little bit of prize money as well, because typically it does incentivize the players to play a couple of extra matches, which gives us a couple of extra games, which gives us a little bit more of a stream. Otherwise, we cast a round 16, a round of 8, and the day is done. So, yeah. You like how all the T's and C's on one side again, except Milky Cow? Completely unintentional, man. Like, I just, like, did a rough draft of, like, I pull you here, and you look like you go there and stuff. And all the pros ended up on the same side of the bracket, which makes some sense, I suppose, because obviously, like, you know, it more or less alternates a little bit in terms of, like, first seed this side, second seed here, then third seed, then fourth seed in terms of top, first, bottom. So there's a little bit of alternation, so it kind of makes sense that not all the Protoss players are just seeded 1 through 8 and then end up all over the place and so on. Alright, gonna be Harstem versus Lemon here in just a couple of moments. Leyline's gonna be our map. You start things off in this best of 3. Again, round of 16. It's a couple series to win to get qualified into the $5,000 WardiTV Summer Championship. It's going to follow the same format as the Spring Championship, where 4 players will be seeded ahead into the round of 16. And then the everyone else is going to start off in Group Stage 1, which is essentially the round of 24, with 4 lots of 5-player groups. And then the top 8 players enter a little bit of a double elimination bracket. So we're going to follow the same format that we used for the Spring Championship earlier this year. It's actually a very fun format. It'll be the last time we use it this year. In a bigger event, we have other formats planned for our other events. But I thought this was a fun one, and I thought going from spring to summer, I thought it was be a good time to use it again. It's been a few months, so yeah, I think it'll be fun. I think it'll be a lot of fun actually. So excited for that as we get ourselves ready to rumble. Let's go in game and cast some StarCraft. It's best of 3s to start off the day as mentioned previously, and we are going to start off in the top right corner of the map with the red Protoss player. This is Harstem. Taking on the blue Protoss in the bottom left-hand side, we are going to have Lemon. game 1 of the best of 3. As we get going, we'll see a probe coming across the map, and that's going to be what we start with. Like I say, not trying to just follow PvPs or anything, guys. It's just a matchup that is ready to go. We will take a drop down to the lower portion of the bracket where all the Terrans and Zergs are hiding a bit further on. I'd like to follow some Shin games, but his first round's not going to be super intense. He's definitely a big favorite there, so maybe we catch Shin from like the round of 8 or so. For example, there's definitely going to be some opportunities for us to watch some games of other races and Protoss. You're not. So, yeah, just a little heads up in terms of that. Cybercore coming through. Gateway is coming up. As do have the couple of probes continue in production for the moment. So all of that coming about right now. And just have those couple workers nibbling away at the gases and bringing a little bit more of those resources back into the Nexus for the early stages. Cybercore about to complete. We are going to be having a robo facility going down up on the top here from Harstem. So he's talked a lot about how he thinks the proxy robo is extremely good lately. And yeah, I mean, to be fair, to his credit, proxy robos have looked pretty darn good. It makes it very difficult for your opponent to defend. I was obviously talking about it a little bit with him yesterday as he was casting as Lemon is going to opt for the 2 gates into an expansion here. Sentries will allow him to get some scouting on the map. In fact, he's going to find this robo. Not right now. Oh, Lemon, you should always be looking to uncover those hidden areas that you've not scouted before. That probe misses the robo. That means it's going to be kind of a while until you scout this. Nice positioning from Harstem. It's not a super obvious proxy location, and it's perfectly placed to be away from the kind of the natural kind of pathing of the worker as well. I would imagine most players just don't really think to kind of click back there manually further down the line as this hallucination comes in. And Lemon will see pretty much everything in this main base, including the missing 3rd pylon. The 3rd pylon that usually tells you so much about, you know, whether there's a proxy or not. So Lemon is going to presume he's going to go robo of his own. So he's going to play this defensive robo. Expansion obviously coming up. See how it goes for Harstem, who will have the faster Immortal, will have the faster Prism, and will be able to put a little bit more pressure on right off the very get-go. And obviously he will be the aggressor here as Lemon looks to defend an expansion. So it's all eyes on Harstem. Can he get work done here? Can he make something happen? Or how is this going to look over the next little while? The Stalker's just going to unload and go straight after another couple of Stalkers here. A few shots back and forth, nothing too crazy. The Immortal coming up on both sides. The Adept and the Sentry building up from Lemon as well. And we will see the Prism unloading a couple more units over here, including the Immortal lifted into the Warp Prism as well. Trying to get into the main base. Will not find any fortune. The Immortal defensively is obviously a big deal. Harstem starts to go Robo Bay, figuring out what the next step of this plan is now that his opponent looks pretty well defended against the Immortal Prism phase of this. Obviously get a Disruptor up and you can be very deadly with that and still find some opportunity for yourself. So that's going to be Harstem's plan as another Immortal starts in production. He's already got his second one arrived, and that will be number 3 in the production tab right now. And yeah, we're pretty much going to be reliant on the Disruptor to find some kind of damage here in the near future. There's a couple of Adepts. I'm going to go shading through and threatening the idea of doing something here. Harstem steps a bit too far forward. Does have the Prism to evacuate and will get those Stalkers out. But was a step away, so took a little bit of damage at first. This Prism does come to the rescue. Not bad force fields, because I like the idea that you kind of make Harstem panic for a second or two, right? Because I'm just going to see this fight from Lemon. I don't know if he really wants to be fighting this far out here. Harstem needs to grab this Immortal into his hotkey right now. He's forgetting about it. Just leaving it over on that side. The Immortal's actually going to drop up into the main base. There's one of the frustrations of trying to move out. A, Harstem's army is still pretty powerful, and B, the ability to jump into the main with a couple of Immortals is extremely powerful as well. So definitely some potency there. Ooh, the Prism dropping Immortals across the map from Lemon finds the Robo and denies the Pylon. One Disruptor came out, but to Harstem this is a sign that he can go, because his opponent is going across the map. Like, the Immortals are not here defensively, but they're going to just defend the main base. Harstem obviously is going to have his main under attack in comparison. Just pulls the probes in, What do you do here as Harstem? It's really weird because you're killing a natural while you're losing your main base economy. Like, these immortals should never die to probes, and you must break this main. But that's going to be extremely difficult to do when your opponent has force fields for an extended period right now. Obviously, elevatoring up, there's still a lot of units here as well to kind of get damage out onto you during that time as well. A couple of depths came out, but Harstem's down to 8 workers only. Like I say, he very much so has to force the issue here on this other side. But yeah, the Disrupt on the high ground uses that to push forward a little bit. Another force field on the ramp. Again, just going to keep a lot of these units at bay. The Adept's doing a great job of tanking right now. Harstem's finally going to get truly up into the main base. How much is that going to do for him? The Prism is still across the map. At this point, I'm surprised Lemon doesn't bring it back. Like, he's already done damage enough to make this all in from Harstem. I mean, maybe he just really feels like he does not need it. Harstem uses the Disruptor, buys himself time while the probes are pulled, so you get a chance to fight through the probes without taking too much other damage. Micro has to continue here. Those Immortals must stay safe on the side of Harstem. Battery doesn't do enough here for Lemon. Lemon might be in some trouble, guys. Those Immortals are just getting microed, and this is the problem with the Prism. This is why the other 2 Immortals should have come home. Not having those back at home, not having that damage output for no reason at all is really quite silly. And now your last few pros are here as well. They're going to go down at 0 workers each. Harstem stepping forward, just looking to go after units. Going to target down pylons. Make sure nothing else builds here. That Robo has an Immortal building on it, but obviously depowered is not going to do much. It's kind of important if Harstem, you know, maybe kills that just in case the Prism came back and repowered it. No probes on the map, remember, so we do not have any way right now to actually deal... we do not have any way to rebuild structures. And if this comes down to a straight-up base trade, Harstem does have a little bit more DPS. He's taking 1 Disruptor over here to hit the Adepts. I like it. Because the Disruptor doesn't add much to the base trade, and it will actually get rid of an Adept and save this Robo facility for a little bit longer. So I think Harstem has the damage output. There is no hidden structure here for Lemon. There's not a single probe on the map. Harstem just needs to go, stop it. What are we doing? Harstem, no, what are we doing? No! What are we doing? I mean, we're running to save the Robo? I mean, it's too late to do that. If we were going to do that, we had to do that so much sooner. Oh, Harstem's going to lose in the base trade. Wow. I actually think Harstem just wins if he just attacks with those Immortals and Stalkers, no? Like, I actually think he just wins if he just attacks. Like, if he has 2 Immortals here the entire time he ran them up top, like 2 more Immortals attacking, like, there's no way. I think he easily had it. I think he had the DPS. The problem Harstem had is that he didn't have the information as quickly because he didn't kill the Nexus as quickly. So he didn't see the lack of structures elsewhere on the map. So he had to make a call in the moment, or roll the dice, and he decided to try and pull back and save the Robo facility. Obviously, the idea of the Disruptor kind of going after the Adepts was very smart, because I think the Disruptor probably buys more time than it gains you time. But yeah, very, very close in the end, but Lemon comes out ahead with the elimination of all structures coming into play. Yeah, I think he just needed to click through the structures, though. But like I say, it's hard to make that call in the game because he didn't see everything that we see, right? He didn't know the exact scenario, which obviously makes it a whole lot more difficult, so definitely a little bit tough. Disruptor could have hit the structures too. I actually, yeah, I was thinking about disrupting just the structures, but like at the same time, like you do remove a lot of the damage that the Adept does over time, and I think in theory he should have killed at least 2 Adepts with the Disruptor. I think the Disruptor going after the Adepts was fine to buy some time, but then he played too much into the idea of buying time. On the contrary, he did see everything we saw. Well, he didn't, because we saw the situation before he killed the Nexus. Like, he didn't know there was no other structure on the map for an extended period, right? So he only knew that there was no structure on the map once he started to pull the immortals away. Pretty sure. No? But by then I think he'd already made his decision. Maybe he hadn't. I think if the Nexus had fallen and he knew that there's no other structures already on the map, I think he should have absolutely just hard committed to attack it. Yeah, the two immortals are just so much damage output. He had, what, 3? He had a gateway, 3 pylons, and 2 assimilators to go through. Like, he easily kills those in that time, I think, actually. Yeah. But that's a misjudgment. I'm gonna watch it back. I want to see when he actually saw. Hang on. Go to my YouTube stream. Get the live rewatch. I want to see when he got vision. He killed the Nexus. And my YouTube stream is loading. Love it. Killed the Nexus. No, he decided to pull his. He pulled his units as. He pulled his units as he saw the information as he saw there was no other structures on the map. Yeah, that's a mistake for sure. It's absolutely a mistake. Like, it's scary because obviously you feel like your structures are just dying. But he easily gets through the remaining structures. I actually think, yeah, he easily gets through them. Damn. That's a bit of definitely a misplay. If he'd moved to protect the robo sooner as well, that would have been also fine, right? Like, if he goes to protect the robo facility, you know, while he's still killing the while he just leaves one immortal in the main base of his opponent, that's also fine if you want to play around protecting the robo. The problem was at that point he didn't know how close it was going to be in terms of structures, right? Like, he was, you know, he probably still felt like he had to get some work done. Yeah, it was rough. So, mistakes were made. As we are going to be seeing the defensive robo once again here from Lemon. Passed him instantly into the robo base. We're going to see a bit of a repeat of game number 1 at the moment. So the devs are going to go and get a few probes. And you know what? I thought it was a tough decision last time. But I tell you what isn't a tough decision? Hosting the game with Game Heart. That is what officially declares Harstem as the idiot in this scenario. No Game Heart. No worker skilled on the side of the screen. All Harstem's fault. Alright guys, we don't have to blame him for the last game, but we can blame him for this. Oof. Well, that prism's a little bit stuck there as well, which is awkward, because now you do not have the prism to help you out with everything else that you're typically, you know, expecting the prism to help you out with, because it's stuck, right? So that does make things a little bit awkward as the Immortal and 2 Adepts get chased away. A couple of force fields coming down. See the Stalkers, Sentries chasing at the moment, chasing this out down to the bottom side. Sentry will nibble at the hallucination. Let's see the 2 Zards warping in on that pylon. Obviously going to be a slow warping because it's not connected to a gateway. Harstem pushes back up and pushes away. Obviously Disruptor coming out shortly. Going to add a little bit of chaos into these fights. Again, the Prism just loads up and is going to go out to the other side. Good force field's going to grab you a Sentry. And already you see Lemon is just looking to force the issue with an Immortal and 2 Stalkers. So right off the bat, he wants to force the issue, but he's going to, try and defend the low ground? I think defending the low ground is rough though, right? I mean, yes, he's got some force fields, but he's going to mess those up. Robo Facility is very close to getting another Immortal out here. Batteries on the low ground not going to do much. Obviously, the force field on the ramp at least does a little bit of something for you. Disruptor should be showing up soon as Harstem. He does have the 2 Adepts, 3 Adepts here to help out as well. He had adepts in the end last game as well, but it took him a while to get those adepts added in defensively, so he's already broken up the ramp over here. Of course, does have the micro potential with the prism. That's something his opponent does not have at the moment, as the disruptor can, of course, threaten shots further away too. I was going to say, get those immortals on the other side and shut down the pylons. You want to keep this depowered? Robo facility is going to be in trouble. I was going to say that immortal takes a big shot off the disruptor. That's a big deal as well. Robo is actually going to get repowered right now as Harstem pulls away. The units coming back here from Lemon allow him to play defense, and that's going to be GG from Harstem because he's down a base and Lemon just pulling back. This is what I said last game. If Lemon just pulled back, was it not going to be an easier scenario right from the get-go as well for him? And yes, because bringing those units back just gives him a little bit more to play defense with, while Harstem actually needs to spend quite a lot of time working through. So GG's, and it's going to be Lemon to move into the round of 8 of the Summer Championship qualifiers. Alright, a lot of people playing then, as you say Lemon is going to move through. He plays Classic most likely in the next round, so that's going to be a little bit of a toughie, but see how he does there. His PvP. That will be qualifying matchup for the winner of that. Well, it'll be just qualifying matchup for those players in general. Manajumi, did that already start? Maybe I pop over to Europe and have a quick peek at what's going on. I'm just thinking of Manajumi because I would maybe like to cast the winner of that versus Shin. Shin's still waiting for an opponent. He's just got an opponent. He's going to play Let Alex. Mana and Jumi are already... Oh, they're less than a minute in game. We just missed them. I'm just trying to catch just some like PvZ or something, you know? You can maybe watch some Terrans. The problem is the Terrans are probably going to end up playing TVT. So, oh, we could watch, yeah, we could watch Milky Cow Cristiana. That works. Let's do this. Check if this is game 1. Just check if it's game 1. Alright, cool. Let's do this then. Cristiana Milky Cow in the round of 16. A little bit of PvT for us. Cool. Am I saying you won't beat Shin? Look, I'm just naming the favorites. You go beat the hell out of Shin and make me look stupid. Use it as motivation. Get in there, use it as some motivation, and beat Shin up. Show this guy that he does not deserve to be in the well. Show this guy he doesn't deserve to qualify today. Alright, well, they paused for a second, so we'll take a moment. And DJ Crispia, thank you so much for the 20-month resub on the Prime. Appreciate it. Thank you, thank you.
Game resumed.
As we are going to have in the bottom right-hand corner, the blue Terran player is going to be Milky Cow. In the top left, red Protoss player is going to be Cristiana. So a little matchup for us here, a little bit of PvT as we go into round 2 of qualifying action today for the WardiTV Summer Champs. Again, 4 players qualify in this qualifier. Later today, 4 more players will qualify through qualifier number 2. Lots for us to look forward to. Okay, we're coming up. Barracks is on the way. I'm just going to settle things down here. As we have the probe nibbling at an SCV. Probe just pulling back over for a couple of moments. And then another little nibble or so. SCV getting some damage done, pushing back the other way. Cybercore Nexus still building up. Orbital coming through. Just for the moment. Factory starting. Command center building. Just take a few moments. Again, the tech lab coming through. Going to get this on the way for now. And let's just have the people continue to build up for now as well. Next is still building on in. And yeah, command center will be finishing shortly. Maybe Marauders early here from Milky Cow. So going to get a couple of those up, put some pressure on. That factory will finish in the main base as well. It's just going to get that completed. And we'll see the Concussive Shells and Marauder. Add a Widow Mine in as well. A little bit of everything coming through just for the moment. Adept is going to threaten with that Shade. Can't get anywhere just yet. Obviously, the Marauder being seen by the Adept, though, does give you good info. Not going to go after the Adept. Actually going to just run across the map. That's a priority here. It's interesting because we didn't go Marauder. We went Marauder and a Marine. So we don't have like the typical amount of power you might expect of this. And I actually think if this was Marauder, we would right now have a very good chance of getting something done. But with Marauder Marine Mine, not sure how much we're really going to get done. The Mine in trouble instantly as well. Steps too far forward, gets jumped on instantly, and Cristiana removes that from the equation. A couple of Adepts are going to shade in after the Marauder here, looking for some damage. We're going to lose the Marine, another Marauder showing up. Marauder will go down. The Adept and Stalker still looking to chase, and this Marauder just has to go running for the moment. Doesn't really have much other choice just now but to give a chase on this one. This is actually kind of rough. I mean, we are going to turn around and probably get the Stalker out of this. And then the Adept obviously shouldn't be able to do too much extra, although second Adept shows back up. I guess this Marauder dies as well. Man, just a bit of a chaotic start. Both players with unit losses through these early moments. Next goes down onto the third base. A couple of Adepts heal back up toward the upper left side. Blink will be done shortly. Impact about to finish. Couple Marines, couple Marauders continue to build by. And the Adepts are going to threaten to make something happen again. That's trying to shade to see what's up. Not going to go too far just yet. We'll see the +1 attack upgrade coming through. Additional barracks, add a siege tank out on the Marines are coming up also. A little bit of everything still building as the Observer heads down to the bottom side of the map. So honestly, Cristiana, I don't like where he's at. He's taking some good map control. He tries to fight this though, and that's actually going to be a little painful. That Stalker in trouble as well, just blinks away. Obviously the Adepts will be stranded there, and now the Observer at least can track this army as the first group of units. I was going to say, I like it, he's taking map control and so on, then he actually loses quite a lot. However, these units are now low HP, they can't really justify stimming again, and Cristiana, rightfully so, comes in and gets a little bit of punishing damage onto them in the end as well. So they'll get a little bit more out of this. As the +1 and the combat shield both continue to build. +1 attack and charge coming online, a couple of gateways building also, had an assimilator in, or Stalkers joining up to continue to get all of this on the way through just for the moment. One combat shield and actually start stepping forward. There's the siege tank, there's the Marines coming up as well. Rest of the bio just gathering together. A couple of the Marines going to go and jump on top of the Stalkers for a second. I mean, Milky Cow has a lot of bio pressure basically available to him, right? He's got a lot of bio units and they have a lot of damage output. So there's a good chance that they do, you know, look quite scary to Cristiana right now. And coming across the map, definitely have a chance to threaten and to potentially get something done. CPs are pulled as well, so obviously then we're even more committed here from Milky Cow, looking to really get something done on this. So there's a few units to the other side. I mean, it's not been a clean game for Cristiana. He's been losing units throughout. However, now he's going to start losing Stalkers. I actually thought we were going to get an interception on that tank at least. SCVs do not want to go too far ahead. Tanks want to try and be involved in this fight. You see one a good amount of the SCVs to help you tank the Archon. They'll help a lot in this situation, but the Zealot's going to get a wraparound, and I think that means that Cristiana is already looking as though he just has too much. Wrapping around from two sides, the tanks do not last very long, and the SCVs do not hold up as much time as they need to. GG's, and it's going to be game 1 to Cristiana as the aggressive attack here from Milky Cow is no good. That will be a 1-0 lead from there. Updates on the bracket then. Mana beats Jumi. Mana will go into the qualifying matchup most likely against Shin, but maybe against Let Alex should the upset occur. ByuN going to be waiting for the win of Percival and Nicorakt in a TVT qualifying best of 3. And then we've got Cristiana Milky Cow, winner of this place, Creator or Ordinary, which will be a best of 3 as well. Qualifying matchup, and then Lemon is still waiting for most likely Classic in the top side around a 16 match that's ongoing. So, yeah, qualifier action continuing. A few qualifying matches starting to come up. We will probably look to try and grab the Mana Shin series if Shin does win out next. So, yeah, that's probably the idea early on. Cool. Alright, let's go into game number 2 here. As we have got in the bottom left-hand side, the blue Terran. Down a game right now, it is going to be Milky Cow. Up against the red Protoss in the top right-hand corner, we've got Cristiana. Wardy Tuesdays. It is a bit of a Wardy Tuesday. Double qualifier action day. I think my biggest regret is going to be not bringing the second qualifier closer, actually. I gave 4 hours for this first qualifier. I think 4 hours is a very hopeful amount of time to give up for a qualifier. 3 hours is a lot more reasonable, so... Yeah, like I said, we might not cast qualifier 2, because I'm not going to be here for the whole of it anyway. But we'll see how things set up and go, etc. So... Yeah, alrighty. Take a few moments. We're just gathering up. Just going to be seeing the couple of refineries coming around, the racks and the command center coming as well. See the Cybercore on the Nexus continue to build into play at the moment. And yeah, we're just going to get that setting up. The barracks will finish in just a few moments as well. Still got that CC coming online, the orbital command coming up. Continue to bring this through for now. And yeah, that command center in the orbital will continue to come into play. I think we'll also continue by as a couple of orbitals come up from the CC first. So Milky Cow with a little bit of aggression on the back of, just on these opening stages, I suppose. Nexus finishing very soon. The robotics facility halfway done. And there's that factory that's just going to take a couple moments to kick on in. SCVs and Marines coming up as we speak. Yeah, the Robo as a first tech choice here is going to be obviously a very I was going to say defensive opening. Now we're going to throw down the Robo Bay. Such a fast Robo Bay that if Prism starts up, then you got to kind of believe there's going to be Prism speed, and if you go Prism speed, a Colossus drop maybe even. Cristiana going for something that you do not see every day in a world where PvT is considered fairly comfortable for the Protoss players. You know, having to kind of go through the weird and wonderful and wonky kind of styles is just not needed as much anymore, but I'm going to go for this fast Robo Bay and get that up and online and give himself access through to Colossus and, like I say, Prism speed, very possibly. Just so fast, that's all I'm wondering about. Colossus will Chrono Boost. Get that started. The Prism's just going to stick around here. There's nothing else to really put in the Prism as well, right? There is that Prism speed too, so we see exactly what this will be. A Colossus drop to start us off. Obviously a lot of potential in the Colossus drop. There's always going to be a chance to hit mineral lines, knock down SCVs, you know, work your way through that economy of your opponent nice and early and, you know, quickly. So those are things, you know, right off the bat to kind of consider. Nexus goes down on the third location, so we'll just see that dropping straight into play as well. Prism comes out down at the bottom left, so we are going to see this on the hunt. As I mentioned, that Colossus inside, and we will be looking for some damage here in the next few moments. So away we go with this Prism. Like I say, quite a bit of investment in this. Super early Robo Bay, you don't have any Twilight Council upgrades yet or anything because of it. As the Prism flies through, it's going to be hitting the main base. A couple of SCVs immediately going to be in some trouble here. A few of those SCVs going down right off the bat. 4 or 5 workers. There's not even damage on this Colossus yet, so it's having a great time. Lifts up, comes over to the side. Obviously no range on the Colossus, so it can't hit from super far away. Now it goes behind the natural, and this is the main and natural mineral lines, not mining during this. The SCVs kind of have to pull into the units. Oh my goodness, one more shot onto those SCVs would have been deadly. 11 workers killed so far. Obviously, Colossus at this point has taken a little bit of a beating. Would like to see Thermal Lance start as well. Give the Colossus range for when it gets used in the main army. And even for this harassment, if it finishes up and you're still flying about. Problem here for Milky Cow is you can see the setup is no starport. So he's not going to have an access to a Viking. If he doesn't have access to a Viking, like this Colossus can just fly around in the medevac, in the Warp Prism for as long as it would like to. Like, there's nothing to stop that from happening for the moment. It's so quick that Marines aren't going to catch it unless you mess up as Cristiana, right? Like, that Prism really is in your hands. There's no way for it to truly go down unless you mess up. Even if there's a Viking, it's very hard to lose the Prism to just one Viking as well. I mean, this is nice, the missile turret in a good place, because that also doesn't just push the Prism back, it also hits the Colossus if it's unloaded in that mineral line. So, the missile turret is an investment to help you defend against this. My only concern is you make that investment when you've now already lost 11 SCVs. And yes, you weren't going to build a missile turret blindly there, but I guess my main point is just that, you know, this was a bad opening against this anyway. So not only have you taken damage, but you then also made an investment to stop taking future damage, which, yes, is smart, but it's also very scary. As you can see, that Colossus really wants to get as much as possible, gets another Marauder. And Cristiana is having a good day so far in this PvT. He's having a wild time. That's the +1 of the charge. Continue to build through. Armor freight coming up. Again, just the Colossus lasering. If we can just get the Marines, you can see where the damage will be there. We got too greedy. The Colossus goes down. Don't get me wrong, though. Like, this army's hurting, and we've not even stimmed or anything, right? Like, if we want to fight, that's going to be a bunch of these units on even lower HP before we even begin. Behind this, Colossus 2 did come online, and a third Colossus is now on the way. Obviously, that means Colossus 1 and Colossus 2 having already lost one at this stage, but let's see. As I honestly think just one Colossus here is very powerful, but the siege tanks are very good against the Colossus 2. However, the Zealots have charge, and I think that Cristiana's just done too much early. This entire army gets wiped with the wave of a Zealot charge. I mean, honestly, this was a very convincing claim from Cristiana, who just dominated start to finish in this game number 2. Again, lost the Colossus, but man, did he get so much value out of it that losing it didn't even feel so bad. Usually when you lose the Colossus and the Colossus drop, you're like, oh my god! But he got so much from it anyway that it was like, okay, it's gone down. He got a bit greedy. Gonna knock down the bunker, and realistically we are attacking through this natural here on top map to go for the win. Zealots keep charging in, additional Zealots warping, Thermal Lance, and +2 attack coming online. GG says Milky Cow, and Cristiana will take the 2-0. Moving through into the qualifying matchup for himself, where he'll be playing the winner of Crater and Ordinary when that result comes in. 4 matches in the round of 8, all have 1 player inside of them. None of them have the second, so probably take a few moments. Give me one moment, guys, as we're probably going to go mana versus the winner of Shin and Let Alex, but they're not done yet, so give me a couple moments. Classic will play Lemon, but we'll avoid the PvP. We'll be back in a couple moments, guys. We'll see you guys in a sec. Alrighty guys, hello. We're just waiting for a matchup to finish. Creator does come out 2-1 over Chance, so the PvPs on the top qualifying matchups are set. Classic Lemon, Creator, Cristiana. I think, yeah, what we will do is we will let that top side just play out. And we'll wait for Shin to come out of his series and then go into... again, we're expecting Shin to beat Let Alex. That is a serious MMR gap. If Let Alex pulls off that one, then we will follow Let Alex in versus Mana and follow the underdog story of the tournament. But we're basically waiting for Mana as a matchup in the round of 8. And then ByuN is going to play Percival and Nicorakt. And then presuming that those guys want to play the semifinals as well for the prize money, we'll cast that bottom semifinal into the final. And just generally go from there today. That's kind of our plan. And then there's a second qualifier, obviously, as well, in a couple of hours for guys to play too. So, yeah. Fun. Alrighty. Cool. All right, we're just chilling. Like I say, waiting for a matchup to finish. Once that matchup finishes, we can get going again. Cristiana Creator would be nice to see. I do not disagree. I've casted so much PvP, and I would hate to miss the non-PvP. What's going to happen is if we cast Cristiana Creator, is we're going to cast that PvP, and then we're probably just going to have to cast the PvP semi-final, because the other matches are going to be underway and halfway through. So it would just be dooming us to cast PvP upon PvP upon PvP, which, you know, I actually don't mind PvP, but we are inundated with PvP as of late, so I do think it's a very cool matchup. I do actually think Cristiana Creator is actually kind of a cool series as well, where you've got kind of a European and a Korean who are both maybe not quite able to battle right at the very top lately in their regions, looking to qualify. It's a cool match, but yeah, I just can't commit us to the PvP, man. I just can't. So yeah, we'll wait for most likely again Shin to be coming in and advance from his match to play against Mana, and just go from there is kind of the Planarino for the moment. Cool. Cool. So yeah, we'll sit and chill for a moment or two. Take a couple and like I say, we'll be rolling again shortly. Just waiting for players to come out. Shin vs Mana should be fun. Yeah, I actually think so too. Shin's always kind of crazy. Mana's actually been very good lately as well. And in the build-up to EWC, I was really enjoying watching Mana play. I felt like he was having a very good time a lot of the time. So, yeah, it was very cool to see as well. Very cool. Showtime is in some form. I've also been enjoying watching Showtime. I was really sad Showtime lost to Classic. Like, don't get me wrong, Classic ended up going on a great run, and Classic was very good, but I really felt like Showtime had an opportunity when he played against Classic and EWC, and obviously it was a 3-0, some hectic games, but really felt like that was a really cool opportunity for Showtime. Very sad he couldn't quite grab it and go a bit further, but tournament's freaking cutthroat, man. Like, the tournament is extremely, extremely tough. He had a difficult match in the first round for himself as well, like Cure with all those tricksy builds. It's it ain't easy. Ain't easy, that's for sure. I think Shin is just one out against Led Alex, who's just logged off. So, I think we've probably got a result here in the next moment or two that we should be able to act upon. Which would be awesome. Cool, cool, cool. Okay, sorry for the downtime. Sometimes the qualifiers are a little bit like this. You lost, but you had him in game 1 if you didn't face tank 10 Banes? Well, lesson learned. Next time, don't face tank the Banes, and we'll be watching Alex versus Mana in the round of 8. Now I have to watch some stinking PvZ. Hey, hey, hey. So yeah, it should be Shin Mana coming up then in a couple of months, guys, for us. We'll just get ready to go. Thank you again for the patience. I appreciate we're just taking a little bit rumble. Okay, cool. Cool. How's everyone doing? ByuN waiting for his opponent. Has been for quite a while. Nicaract and Percival are playing some. They're in a 21-minute TVT right now, so Nicaract and Percival are having some fun. they're having a good time of it. Lovely. Is Cyril having a break since being the world champ? Don't know what Cyril's up to be honest. I mean, the thing is, like, he could be having a break, he might be practicing. It's hard to really say because he doesn't really play in stuff like this anyway. Like, there's not been anything else Cyril would show up and play in anyway, right? So, yeah. I think a lot of players right now are actually taking a bit of a break. Obviously, the build-up to EWC is stressful. Like, they just had 3 months of having to be in tip-top shape every single day because A, you've got to be ready to play EWC, and B, coming up to EWC, there were very cutthroat qualifying processes, right? So you couldn't just kind of get knocked out of your qualifiers or something, or just not make it because you had a bad day. So, yeah. A little bit, a little bit of something there. Alright, sorry, just answering something in the chat, as we are going to be ready to go. But yeah, I think a lot of players are taking a break. I mean, like I say, like, being ready to play EWC is stressful. They've been having 2 to 3 months of having to be in tip-top shape. I think, you know, realistically, we're what, like a week and a half out from EWC as well. I think a bunch of players taking a little bit of time. I think you're starting to see some of them creep into some of these qualifiers and stuff and looking to play a little bit again. But, yeah, I'm actually intrigued as to who's going to accept invites and stuff for this tournament too. I'm not going to do any invites until the qualifiers are done, but yeah, I do wonder who's up for playing and who's just kind of sitting back, chilling out, and not as bothered, you know. As we have in the bottom right-hand side, the red Zerg player here is going to be Shin, taking on the blue Protoss on the top left. We've got Mana. Game 1 of this best of 3. As we get this underway and look to see what is going to happen. Oh, that's what's going to happen. We're going to drop the Forge down. We are going to cannon rush. Okay. cannon rush on this map. The little space behind here, I believe, is the common location to try and get cannons on. Let's see how it goes as Mana will be approaching with his probe. Oh, he's going to go from the front. Okay. This Overlord is going to spot this now. So Shin is now aware. Drones pulling down already, so he sees a little bit of what's up. And we do have ourselves the second probe. Is going to get the... Ooh, a little bit of a tight scenario. Okay, he just got the cannon down now because the pylon was nearly done, so he was able to kind of get that going. Obviously, going to try and kill this pylon off, which would make space to get a better surround onto that cannon. Drop the gateway down. The other couple of drones will peek on through. Again, gateway and the cannon continue to come up. It's going to be seeing the drones continue to nibble, continue to deal some damage. But that cannon will finish, right? And at the end of the day, like, this cannon finishes. These drones have not mined or anything during this time as well. And with the gateway coming up too, like, Mana's going to continue to apply pressure from here. Like, this could turn into the Cybercore and the Robo being here even. That is a very real situation. These drones are trying to keep this probe zoned out from coming back forward. But, I mean, this is costing you, what, like 8 drones to keep this probe from being anywhere? And it comes up the ramp, and boom, we get surrounded. So the probe will go down. That's the end of any structure building over here. As the first zealot will start. And a spine crawler begins. Make it double. So 2 spines on the way up, 8 zerglings on the way. Just have ourselves a zealot is about to pop an attack here in a couple of moments. Yeah, one more cannon gets placed. The probe pops out. Another zealot chrono boosting. Yeah, another spine crawler dropping down as our spines obviously here should be pretty solid. I mean, the Cybercore is coming up back at home. There's a new probe here now. You're already going to be taking damage on this gateway though, which is a concern. The zealots are going to dive forward, look to try and stop one of these spines maybe. What are we going to do? Mana, I think, unsure about it. Lose the zealot. Doesn't really do much of anything with that zealot either, so not great. It's like I say, this gateway is in some serious trouble. Oh, okay, that's just a wall off. Cool. Because the Lings are coming. Yeah, I was like, why is he building another Cybercore? But he just wants to wall off back at home. Yeah, but this is expensive as well. He's got nothing here until that cannon finishes, so Cybercore was kind of necessary. Cybercore is one of the fastest generating HP structures, so it will buy you more time than other things. So it's actually kind of needed that this was a Cybercore, because anything else, we were going to be through that much sooner. Would have been a huge factor. It's going to see the Robo, the gate continue to come up. Rotron drones continuing about as well. The spines will finish at the front and maybe thinking of a poke into some cannons and so. In the next few moments, a few zerglings come around down to the bottom. Zealot is going to be there. The Lings get turned away. Double Robo facility building. So Mana is going to eventually proxy the Robos, but man, these feel so freaking late. Roaches are already going to be popping out here in the next moment or two. There is a wall of cannons that these Roaches have to get through, and you could argue, obviously, Shin probably wants to mill off 2 Ravagers, start to bile from far away, but it's going to take you a while. Like, no matter how you look at this, this is not exactly going to be a quick affair. This is going to be dirty and messy and all the rest of it. Swain's going to try and push up right now. Cannons will begin to hit for some damage onto these spine crawls. The Roach Ravage on the left side looking to bust the cannons down already. Cannon 1 will go down. Cannon 2 will be taking some shots as well. A couple more vials. There's just no way we get... Like, the thing is, you don't just need an Immortal here. You need an Immortal, and realistically, you need a Prison. I think Mana is... yeah. A year away from that is good more from the Roach as well. Gets the Ravager to save it for a moment or two. This just got thrown off by Mana. It was actually a pretty good defense from Shin. That I think it was the overpull on drones actually getting that probe really threw Mana off, and then you can see now. I mean, we are realistically another Immortal going to spawn straight into trouble. There's Lings, there's Queens, there's Roaches, there's Ravagers. There's damage across the board. We can chase the Immortal aggressively, and we are honestly now a pylon away from stopping these robots producing. If anything else, GG gets called, and it is going to be Shin to take game number 1 as he defends against the aggression of Mana in this one. Nikaract, by the way, comes out 2-1 over Percival. So Nikaract with the advance and will take out Percival to face off against ByuN in the qualifying best of 3 in the round of 8. So that will be ByuN and Nicorakt going at each other. Again, the winner of that will play the winner of this. If the players want to play the semis, again, there's some prize money on the line after qualifying, so top 4 qualify, but then, you know, you can play for top 2, and top 2 get some prize money as well. So that can be a little bit of a way in which things can turn out. As we are in the lobby for Game 2 already, GLHF being called, and we are getting set to go. It'll be interesting to see what sort of stuff Cyril does play in, because obviously we don't really right now have any bigger events coming up. Just to kind of return to the Cyril convo as I see it in chat again. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what sort of stuff he decides to play in over the next few months, because I don't think there's going to be anything big over the next few months, realistically. Like if anything big was going to happen, we'd probably already be seeing some signs of it, you know? So I don't know if he's going to start maybe playing a weekly here or there. I don't know if he's going to start playing in some of these larger online events that happen. It'll be interesting to see what he decides to pick up and take on, for example. He just won enough money. He does not necessarily need to come and farm the online tournaments, right? So he can just sit back, stay in shape, and enjoy life a bit too. Also a realistic way for him to approach things. Game 2, as Shin has the 1-0 lead, of course, in this best of 3. And is going to go the Forge again. And the Cannon Rush is going to set up for round 2. So Mana with the Forge, 2 games in a row. Back to back as we get the drones pulling in immediately. Pylon already taking a little bit of damage, a few hits coming through right off the bat. I've got a full surround on that pylon, which is going to give a pretty good amount of space onto the cannon as well. I'm a little bit worried for Manda's cannon, to be honest. Those drones are going to get around it. We're going to have to go cannon elsewhere as well to realistically set this up. Second cannon starts. First cannon cancels. He's going to gateway wall this cannon in. So it is a delayed cannon because obviously cannon 1 got cancelled. This is cannon 2 that's now going to be the protected cannon here. The gateway will take some damage, some shots. So the pylon just going to drop straight into place. The gateway gets cancelled down. A few drones are going to come in. And again, that cannon is going to take a little bit of damage right here. So it's rough for Mana because obviously this is going to do some damage. But only after a very long time. And only after a lot of investment as well, right? He's had to cancel multiple cannons and pylons and gates. He's now lost a cannon straight up. This cannon, again, is going to be no shields, but it does mean the Spine Crawler has to cancel. With Creep being here now, that's it. There's no more building in this location. The Creep spread is there. You can see back at home, Mana this time has a Nexus and now a Gateway coming down as well. I think that's my biggest concern, is that all of this, and this cannon's not in range of the hatchery, so all you're really doing is stopping drones mining here for a little bit of time. Realistically, this cannon's got fairly open space on it too, so the Lings probably can clean it up fairly easily with the help of a Queen. And if we clean it up, then was this worth it for Mana? Did he get enough out of this to come out smiling and happy about this situation? Hell no, there's no way he's going to come out of this and be feeling good about it, right? Like, this feels freaking terrible for him right now. So yeah, I cannot imagine he's going to be loving this situation at all. Cybercore, Gateway. Sorry, Cybercore, Nexus. Nexus and Gateway. Now is Cybercore, like I said, it's just so late. Shin has a third hatch coming online as well, so he's got this hatchery here to act as a production farm. He's just not able to mine from it yet, but realistically, like, again, Queen popping out, I don't see us not being able to fight this as Shin. But, like, to me, this is just absolutely engageable, right? 100% of the time. Queen is going to go in after the pylon. Some damage being dealt here for a couple of moments as we just nib our way through. Another drone starts up. Pylon will still take some damage. A couple more pylons in the cannon. Go down on the bottom side. So the Queen's going to fight. The cannon will take some shots. Gonna see a few hits coming by, and that is gonna be the cannon dropping, so that's gonna be the end of the cannon for the moment. As our pylons will get cleaned up as well. It's just gonna get that all taken away. Again, the pylons will fall. Both counts are even. Stargate on the way up. Obviously, Warp gets a bit behind. It's a weirdly placed game. Like, you know, it's been a weird amount of aggression. It's been a weird amount of success. It's definitely a very interesting little scenario right now as a couple of Lings begin to move across toward the upper left-hand side of the map. So they're going to go on the move right off the bat as well. Oracle on the +1 upgrade coming in. Twilight Council in production. Lings will go nibble at the pylon again. The Forge getting the +1 attack. And Oracle going in after the couple of Zerglings, chasing those back out to the middle of the map for now. Which run will be finishing soon as the Oracle continues to head down to the bottom right side. Again, drones, the Queen, continue to come online just for the moment. Spawn not ready. Oracle only nabbing one worker so far. Tries to play the edges here. Shin with a good pull away. Good Spore Morph as well. Really good denial of damage so far. She does a fantastic job of shutting this down. Ling's got the pylon. Ling's got the Nexus. Oracle is home to play defense, but obviously had to recall it, right? So it's a recall onto cooldown. Some energy used. While Stalker finds the overlord. This is still just a very weirdly placed game. Shin's lair is not exactly quick. He's building a bunch more Lings right now, still adding a few drones in here and there, so adding on a couple at the moment. The extra Zerglings coming back over toward the center. +1 finished. It allows +2 now to start the charge. Halfway done as well for the Zealots. His mana is not exactly at a point in the game where he's going to mess around playing Blink or anything either, so it is just, like I say, a very weirdly placed game with how this opening went. The commitment from mana, the breakout from Shin, fairly effective too. Zerglings getting away off up to the top. +1 missiles on the way up. 7 additional roaches coming in. Those Lings would love to get a little catch on a few more of these probes. So 4 workers going down already. Make it 7. Such a very effective bit of play as the Zealots coming over. Oracle gonna throw a Revelation down, pushing those Lings out to the right side. Nice to get 7 probes though, as mana is kind of just committed to a ton of Zealots right here. The roaches in production are going to be very necessary to help with this higher Zealot count that mana has ended up on. Mana does have gas to spend, but he just has no good way to spend it at the moment. He's just going to go. He's looking to overwhelm here. The Queen's soaking up a bunch of the Zealots. Some of them getting stuck in the back is huge. This is not quite the numbers that we need. I love these couple of Zealots on the right side getting those Lings. That's nice. But you need a much better wraparound on the roaches. If you're going to fight roaches in this kind of number, like an overwhelming amount of Zealots can do it. You see all-in sometimes where the Zealots just are too much for the roaches. That is just not right now. This was too many roaches. They were too well stacked. The surround wasn't there. The Zealot count I don't think was there either, realistically, to truly help with it. The Zealot's just going to charge up. The roaches will get shoved. I'm just going to see the couple of Ravages will be morphing in. Immediate effect. As if I'm Shin, I don't think we look back. I think we just spam roaches, morph of Ravages with the excess gas, +1 missiles, and roach speed completes. And as that finishes up, I think you just take this as a full send opportunity to go to the upper left-hand side and just commit into the third base. So I really think that this is going to be a more or less a given. The Zealot is going to get taken down. Let's just have the +2 attack upgrade coming up. Nice force fields from mana. If only there was anything to really do with these force fields. Like, you know? Like, the Zealots have to run in anyway. So the roaches in the back are still getting to shoot on things. There's no damage output. GG, Shin will qualify for the WardiTV Summer Championship. Shin, one of these players who has been active in the WardiTV scene for a very long time. And consistently participating and taking part. Didn't make it out of the first group stage in the Spring Championship, so he's definitely looking to try to rectify that one and look a little bit better for himself next time around. GG's. All right. Cool, cool, cool. Cool, cool, cool. All right, so Shin's made it. Creator's made it as well. 2-0 over Cristiana. So we're kind of just waiting for ByuN and Nikorak to power through. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right. Let's throw some ads on, I guess. We're gonna get a TVZ. Yes, there is gonna be a TVZ semi-final. There will be a TVZ semi-final. Creator was asking if you can play in tomorrow's tournament. I was like, I'm trying to think if we allowed that for the spring championship. I feel like no. Hmm. Ah, for the spring championship we did it completely differently, actually. So usually when we have prize money, it's obviously a little bit kind of up in the air. But no, I think we want to let people have a chance to qualify. Alright. So yeah, we're waiting on ByuN Nikorak. There's also Classic Lemon playing right now as well. The winner of that will play Creator for a shot at some prize money. So yeah, we take a couple moments, we wait it out, be able to go. How's everyone doing? How's everyone feeling? I might just take us into a little break for a moment or two. Looks like ByuN and Nikorak a little deep in game. Okay, let's take a quick break, guys. I'll come back soon. We'll StarCraft on the way. We'll see you guys shortly. Welcome back, guys. We got ByuN vs Shin starting up in a couple of moments. Get ready to go. And kick off into some Terran versus Zerg action in the semi-finals. So we've got all 4 qualified players. Shin, ByuN, Classic Creator will qualify from Qualifier 1. Now we just play for a little bit of prize money. Again, $25 for second place today and $50 for first. So, TLDR. We basically have top 4 for the prize money. We're not going to hold semi-finals or anything. We let everyone just kind of play as they go. So that will be, simply put, just ongoing. So the PvP already begun. And we're going to focus on this TVZ. And then we'll cast the best of 3 finals after and see where we are at. Tell you about the Double Monday. Double Monday. What's the deal? Well, first of all, I'll do some quick intros because we've got proxy action coming up. Shin in the top right is our red Zerg, and ByuN in the bottom right is our blue Terran. As we get going for game 1 of this best of 3, some proxy barracks action. ByuN's not been messing around lately, by the way, with the proxies. He's been proxying a lot. So he's bringing a little bit in these TVZs and other matchups as well. He has just been on such a proxying spree. It's actually a little bit crazy how much he's been willing to proxy racks in this matchup as of late. But yeah, the Double Monday. So yeah, next weekend, or next Monday coming up, we have Twitch front page time. So basically, last time we had Twitch front page time, we joined the Monday Night Weeklies and casted that for a little bit, but there's no Monday Night Weekly next week. So we can't do that. And so we have 8 hours of Twitch front page time, so it makes sense to try and use all 8 hours. So instead of, instead TLDR, instead of, just doing 1 Monday Cup, we're going to do 2 Monday Cups because basically we're going to have good viewership. So I put $200 in. The initial idea was to do $200 prize pool. I was going to just run a smaller cup, and then yesterday somebody donated to make it $300, and then I talked to OSC, and they added $100 to make it $400. So we actually just are going to have a secondary Monday Cup. So we're just going to have WardiTV Mondays times 2 on this coming Monday. And yeah, just back-to-back events. Pretty much should just be back-to-back as well. And yeah, like I say, we'll just have good viewership and stuff because we'll have front page. So just taking advantage of the opportunities given to us by running more StarCraft is... Yeah, this proxy racks is not exactly fun for ByuN because it's pool first, so yeah, it's yeah. This entire build has kind of been shut down. A little bit of a build loss for ByuN, definitely disadvantage right now. He's going to try and build a CC on the high ground, but he is definitely going to play from behind in these early stages. Yes, the TLDR for Mondays next week is we just have 1 Monday Cup, and then straight after we're going to have a 2nd Monday Cup. So yeah, it's a mega Monday coming in. Big stream. Have some good viewers. We're just gonna have a good time. We're gonna make it a good stream. It's gonna be fun. Maybe we can have a mega stream push towards 700 subs or something as well. Might be doable. See how the weekend goes first. I'm looking forward to this weekend too, covering the 2v2 Cup. Should also be kind of awesome. Not ideal early game from ByuN. Did kill off those feelings in the end. His barracks are returning home. Yeah, just gonna throw down the gold-based command center for the 3rd. So yeah, having a good bit of time. Translation, I'm not sure what they're saying, but I can try do my part and Google Translate it, guys. Hold up. Let me Google Translate. The Google Translate's always very fun. Ah! Shin says, I'm going to stop playing. Yeah, I don't know what they're saying. Google Translate's never very good when these guys are going back and forth with like 1-2 word sentences and stuff. But, yeah. I feel like a lot of it is very much so based on kind of the scenario and the situation of it being said. So Yeah, I guess these two just having a good bit of fun with each other and having a little bit of a laugh. Not super serious this matchup, of course. Like I say, some prize money on the line. But neither of these guys are going to break the bank over it. ByuN's going to throw a double factory down. Woohoo! Double factory, going to give us some opportunity to play some mech then. I don't hate it. He's in obviously a rough position. It's been a bad start. His overload goes down. Because the factory's on the low ground, it actually does hide what's going on. Shin is building roaches, and ByuN is basically relying on this gold base over here to kind of pull him back into the game and just hope that this does not go scouted. He's playing a major risk at the moment with that gold base, but like, he has to do something because his entire opening build order went wrong. Now he's going to be playing mech, and he just needs time to set up and some money, so he's just going to do what he can. See if it works, man. See if it works. If Shin doesn't scout that gold, there's honestly a fairly real possibility. We're starting... This is very smart too. Like, we're starting stim pack on the barracks. So if Shin runs up, it looks like he's playing against Bio. But in reality, the double factory is about to finish the tech labs, and he's playing mech. And the big problem is we kind of need to defend. Because, yeah, the roaches are already here. The siege tanks only just started. And GG has to be called. Shin will take game 1 of this best of 3. That was kind of a funny game, huh? Just a little bit of a funny game from start to finish, I think it's fair to say. Cool. You know, sometimes these things happen. Sometimes these things happen. Alright, we'll go to game 2 here in a couple of moments. We should have cast the PvP, guys. I should have just believed in the PvP. Pylon going to be our second map here as ByuN and Shin go into a second game in a moment. Are you ready to kick this off? Shin, ByuN, TVZ coming up. Pylon on the way. And a moment or two, we'll kick this into action. Drones get to mining, we get to game. In the bottom right, our right, a Zerg player is going to be Shin. Up against the blue Terran in the top left corner of the map, we have ByuN. Game 2 of our best of 3. Refinery coming down. We get set up right off the bat. What's up, Ploval? Thank you so much for the 3-month resub on the Prime. How you doing? Appreciate the resub. Thank you so much. Never cast the PvP. Yeah, I actually think I preferred casting this game to the PvP as well. Not that PvP is, like I say, not that PvP is bad, just that we see so much PvP. You know, we've got to extend all the non-Protoss matchups we can, you know. Best as we possibly can. Actually, first this game from Shin, so he's not going to pull first a second time here. Again, already snagging the 1-0 lead. I'm going to go multiple racks, but this time the barracks are at home and Reapers will start in production, so no surprises about that at all. As the depot and the orbital continue to come into play. Following some overlords, but I guess very soon we'll have some Reapers to follow. See how many Reapers ByuN wants to make here. We've not seen too much Reaper commitment lately. Seen fairly low numbers of Reapers actually being kind of brought onto board and stuff, so. There's one Reaper heading down to the bottom right side and it's immediately into the reactor as well, so yeah, it's just going to be 2 Reapers. Not aggressive at all, really, from ByuN. Just a light bit of pressure, and obviously you got to respect it a little bit, but Shin's also going to see the reactor, so he also knows that this is only 2 Reapers.
Your forces are under attack.
So, yeah, knowing that is obviously very good info on the side of Shin. So he gets a good idea of what ByuN is up to. He can make a call as to how aggressive ByuN is being, how many units he's likely to pull into play and stuff, etc., etc., etc. So you get to bring a lot of that into action. As the Queen, going to keep on fighting. Those couple of Reapers still taking shots. Lanes getting turned the other way. Queens are still going to step forward and try to put a little bit more action out. Stimpack, Marines continue to come through. The Link Speed Overlords, Hatchery building up as well for now. I love that Shin used the, yeah. I literally will go on his video for 2 seconds and hear it, like... I do believe it sounds better in Korean, though. So... yeah, Shin just living his best life, man. I wish they bring back new announcers, man. Freaking cool. I mean, anything's cool in StarCraft 2, that would be new, wouldn't it? But, so many cool things that would just be nice to, nice to have. A few Zerglings up on top. I'm gonna morph in the Banes. We're already building that Bane nest. We're already building a bunch of units. It's the Bane bust from Shin to try and take down Game 2. As the Banes are morphing. There's only a few Marines behind this. As we are gonna see. That one Marine checking out. Doesn't find the Ling Bane just yet, so ByuN is not in the know. Bane's gonna sneak around. Instantly gonna be able to get toward that depot. The Lings are ready to run in, and here we go. A couple of Banes will live as well. Which means, yeah, we're going to have an opportunity for them to crash into Marines, but the target fire was very good from ByuN. Unfortunately, the Ling wraparound is also very good. 8 SCVs going down, and a lot of the Marines went down as well. We are reinforced with Zerglings behind this as Shin. That part I actually don't know if I like as much. I wonder if this would have been better for him to just rebuild drones. Because I actually think he's already done very good damage. But not enough to... yeah, okay. Because I actually think he did very good damage, presuming that he then built drones behind it. He has not done very good damage for still trying to run in with more Zerglings. Like, ByuN is not on the end of his kind of lifespan here or anything. GG, we're going to go 1-1. One more map to decide this best of 3. Yeah, like I say, I actually liked what Shin did. Like, a lot of Marines died, a lot of SCVs died. If you're droning behind that, I think it's a very playable position. The problem is that you're not droning behind. He's building more Lings. If you're going to build more Lings, they need to be continuing to get there and flood through and so on, and that just wasn't happening. The wall was even back up as well. And then if you try and drone from there, you're droning from a very bad position. And you've got to consider as well, like, as Shin, you need to come out with a little bit of an edge economically from this, because you're playing against somebody that is playing... into a, you're playing against someone who has, like, that fast impact and so on available, right? So there is going to be, like, tech advantage from ByuN, and Shin's obviously going to be a bit of a tech disadvantage because he, you know, went for the faster Bane Nest and the bust. So you kind of need to have an edge coming out, and like I say, that might have been created with the drones, but by building more Lings and then realizing you're not going to do anything with them and then trying to build drones, not going to happen. Shin top right and ByuN bottom left as we go to Tokamak for game 3 of this series. Deciding map now between the two. Who will take it and have a chance to play for some additional prize money in the finals as well against a Protoss. Not of their choosing. It will be either Curator or Classic, whoever comes out of that best of 3 as well. Oh, Overlord is going to come journey across for a couple of moments. Barracks, and so coming through as well. Pretty peaceful. Once you follow this Overlord, sooner Reaper on the map. It'll give us a little bit of something else to follow as well, so things we can keep our eyes on. There's Mr. Reaper making his way out to the upper right-hand side. So Reaper will indeed go for that initial bit of a scout here. Going out to the top and looking to see what exactly it can get up to. There's a couple of queens and a couple of drones will be coming through in return. Grenade going down. Drone's going to get blasted for a little bit. Some decent damage being done right off the bat there. Two more command centers on the way, so just going to go triple CC from ByuN. Again, nothing really too surprising about that. Just setting up for a big eco game at the moment. As this Reaper just pokes up, pokes down. No one getting aggressive in this final game. We've all had a bit of aggression that's not worked out. The more aggressive player has come out worse for wear so far in this best of 3. So maybe now they both just say, well, what if we both kind of do the macro thing, you know? What if we both try and macro it up just a little bit? How does the units actually travel on Overlord? Like, do they just hold onto the legs? You know, they get sucked up in between into the Overlord. That's why the Overlord has to morph into a new Overlord to lift things, because it's evolving little pouches for the units to sit in. And then it just goes, it slurps them up, and everything just sits inside that Overlord, and then when the Overlord's done with them, just blah, scoop them out, you know? You seem horrified by this. What do you think was happening? Do you see the units holding onto the legs of the Overlord? Surely that would be even worse. You're like flying along with the Overlord and someone's just dangling onto your legs. It's a recipe for disaster. You're just freaking like chewing onto your leg to hold on. He's like, I'm gonna fall! He just like slices your leg off. I don't think the Overlord's gonna be very happy about that, no? How could I do this to you? What, ruin your vision? You're never going to see a Zerg drop the same again. Zerg drops have been changed for you forever. Banshee, barracks, couple engineering bays, SCVs continue through. We'll see the drones continuing by as the queen will come up. The hatchery goes down. Zerglings just nibbling away, opening up that sort of rocks, and yeah, honestly, kind of a huge change of pace from game 1 and 2 to this game 3. We're going to see the 10-minute marker at this rate. We have a Zerg smooth. The Zerg units don't get like minced up and like mashed into a smoothie, then reformed when they get spat out. It's like a kangaroo. Like, they have a little pouch and the little baby kangaroo goes inside of it. That's the Overlord. It's just the inside of the pouch is a little bit more inside of the Overlord than the than a kangaroo's pouches. You know? Little Banshees will apply it as they go after the hatchery. That sounds much cuter. What were you imagining? Now I don't even want to know what you thought was happening. Jeez. That's what I mean. They have to morph into little, like, Overlords. They have little pouches for the units to go inside of. Little Lenny looking out of his pouch. That's all well and good until you think little Lenny's looking out of his pouch and you're like, I'm going to drop you into all of these Terran units. Ah! Little Lenny falling down to his death. It's not a... You know what? The more you think about things in StarCraft, the less happy the whole thing is, you know? StarCraft is not a happy ending kind of game. I guess the better question is when Zerg units drop out. Or Zerg unit, well, I guess these planets have like different gravity and stuff, so they can just drop out of the Overlord. Like the medevacs have like a very cool system where they can lift up the Marines and drop them back down. They just don't just get thrown out. they get lifted and put down. The Prism, like, warps them up and down. The Zergs, I can only imagine, are dropping themselves out of those Overlords, so I guess saved by the lack of gravity. Perhaps, maybe. Or they just have, maybe they're like cats, they just have low terminal velocity. That Marine drop is not going to do much in terms of trading, but Shin is actually going to be not really super hot on supply. He is on his way to a hive. He's got 2-2 to start, as does the Terran. He's basically just playing pure Ling Bane into the hive, so Ling Bane Ultra is what immediately comes to mind for me. Honestly, would not hate him sneaking a couple of Infestors in. We've actually seen a couple of snuck-in Infestors be very effective as of late, so I actually feel like that could be a pretty cool, nifty idea as well. We'll see it overhead, Ling Bane gathering. A couple of Banshees going to get a cancel on that hatch as the Marines step forward. They knock some additional creep tumors down as we go. Good damage being dealt as the 2-2 upgrades come about. Marines and a siege tank being added on as well. So a little bit of a gain. Everything coming through just for the moment. Extra Marines coming out the front. The hive about to finish. The Ling's on the way. A bunch more creep right here, so again we knock some of that down. Tanks and some creep teamers as well. Zerglings running in and Marines immediately in some trouble. SCVs as well. The run by is beautiful. Shin gets a lot in the run by. These units do not get out, but 80 and SCVs nothing to laugh at. And at the same time, we've got Shin refusing to attack into this drop, so he's just going to give up a hatchery. So that base goes down. Sorry, the situation is becoming kind of funky right now, to be honest with you. As the feelings come back across, going to aim for some SCVs, look for those right away. Marines continue to try and step forward for the moment. They'll look back into the medevacs, the Ling Bane crashing through. I mean, ByuN's going to have a pretty good push coming. 120, 130 army supply to the 90. So he has a 40 army supply lead as the Oldless Cavern is going to finish. The additional Lings are building. Chitinous Plating coming online, plus 2 Carapace coming up as well. Big drop in the main base. I like that from ByuN to shift the attention a little bit and mix up the speed of the game a little bit as well, actually. I actually think that's pretty cute. I like that a lot as the Marines are still pushing around the other side. Lings over here, thinking about running in towards some of those SCVs. The tank sieging up. Actually going after the Queen. And the Marines will step through and this hatchery will immediately be in trouble. So hatchery in trouble. A little bit of Ling Bane trying to come across for the moment. This plating coming online. The Ultra's still building. 16 Zerglings in production. Adding a couple hatcheries on as well. I mean, this is huge from ByuN. He's getting rid of pretty much every base that Shin has. Shin having to expand to the far top left. Counterattack for Shin still seems deadly, and he still has one army to try and utilize. The problem is with losing the hatcheries, he does not have a lot of reproduction available to him, and that's going to be a major issue. So, not having the ability to rebuild out of this is potentially going to be, I can say, problematic for sure. Then Ultra down the right side, the Marines gather up. It's going to load into those medevacs, pull back to the center of the map. Handful of Marines stem toward the natural, making a little bit of progress there. As you have the tanks continue to siege, setting up for the moment. Tanks a little bit in the front. The Blinding Clouds look decent to begin with. There's not really an answer to the Ultras right now. This is purely Marines. And so ByuN's army supplies might have been good, but the size does not count for everything. The actual quality of it would be nice, but he is just able to lift up and away from that. And he's going to kill 2 bases again in the meanwhile. ByuN is just consistently getting rid of hatcheries, right? As every single hatch goes down, damage just keeps on being done. It just keeps pouring in, and that is genuinely a problem as we see Shin in a very Very difficult position right now. Definitely not looking too hot. There's a Viper coming up, additional Lings coming through. Libs, tank, Marines. Marauders added as well. Love to see that. Something that can actually answer against these Ultras. Really is the one thing that we absolutely need the most of for the moment. Against the right side, ByuN going to jump onto a couple of those banelings. Going to turn back the other way. Medevac's are boosting back. Trying to get away from there. The link Bane starting to connect. The Ultra's coming through. Blinding Cloud on the low ground. We're running out of Banes though. We're running out of splash. Obviously the Ultras provide some splash as well, but if they're the only thing left around, they're also kiteable. So ByuN is going to be able to turn this portion of the army away for the moment. So chasing that back right now. 3-3 upgrades continue to come into play. And hitting a little bit sooner here for ByuN though, of course, so he's going to have that 3-3 a little earlier than his opponent. And you see Blind Clouds again being used to allow us to engage into this to some extent. That Baneling gets crushed down already. The Ultra's still taking shots. Multiple Ultras going down very quickly. All those Ultras actually dropping at the moment. A couple Libs continue to chase back over that left-hand side of the Ultra. Gets hunted once again. Three continue to come through to see the army still gathering together. And Liberator's sieging up. The Lings are going to run through. Liberator's getting abducted already. Medevac also getting abducted in. ByuN's supply is better than Shin's, but does he have enough to hang on in here? He's also got a lot of very low HP units. And now he's just wandering his units in. Okay, he wants to come and drop into the Liberators. Try and let the Libs do more damage here. The Queens are dying, and the Libs will just clean up everything else. Obviously, we do have the Vipers regaining energy, so they could Parasitic Bomb the Liberators down. It's turned into a pretty nuts game as Shin is chasing through the Zerglings and getting a lot of units on the other side of the map. Thing's going to continue to run forward again, so in we go. Just going to be seeing the Bio holding tight once more. Broodling's going down, pickoffs being made. Vipers will do some consuming just for the moment, so we get some consumptions in. Lings, Queens, +3 Carapaces all coming up. Gun supply is just monstrous in comparison. Honestly, credit to Shin because the amount of bases he lost, being able to stand up in this game against ByuN for so long despite that has been genuinely in its own right pretty impressive. It's genuinely not something that's easily done. Certainly does go down. The Vipers overhead, a few Banes will finish morphing. And those Zerglings continue to come through. Marine Marauder Medevac continue to build. Vipers floating about. The army now coming back toward the upper right-hand side. Parasitic Bomb onto the lip for the moment. Just going to see the... He's still pressing through, and we will get GG called. ByuN is going to be the winner. He will get to play the finals today. GG's. ByuN 2, Shin 1. We get ready for our finals with Creator 2-0 in Classic. Wow. We're going to get the finals from yesterday that was almost meant to be. Yesterday's finals was Max beat ByuN in the semis yesterday, but it really felt like ByuN had the better of him at points, and it was Creator in the finals alongside Max in the end. But, I felt like we could have maybe seen a ByuN Creator final, so we're gonna get that today actually in a little bit of a fight for some prize money coming up. Cool, cool, cool. Cool, cool, cool. Alright, we'll get into a final best of 3, guys. I'll wrap up this qualifier. Scrappy game. It was a scrappy game, wasn't it? It was actually genuinely a very good game 3. It was a very good game 3. Very fun. Very, very fun. Don't mind me, just yawning. Oof, that was loud. Why was that so loud? Yeah. Thank you so much, Shakyo. How are you doing? Thank you for the 11-month resub on the Prime. Appreciate it as always. Thank you, thank you. Just getting a little best of 3 final leg as well, guys. We don't make the guys play best of 5s for teeny prize money difference. Again, the prize money is meant to be like a little bit of motivation so we get a couple extra matches. Otherwise, we would have been finished half an hour ago already. And we get like a 3-hour qualifier or so, which is a little bit more on par for what we're looking for. I think what we're going to do, guys, is when we finish this up, we're actually going to go offline. I think we're not going to cast Qualifier 2 today, because... well... realistically, I'm going to only be able to do like an hour 45 of Qualifier 2, so I think I'd rather just go offline and just admin it, and because basically like 50% of what we do cover from the Qualifier is going to be me waiting around and admin the start of it. So, and then we have to wait like an hour or so as well. So, yeah. Lila Canine on the official GOAT of SC2. I'm Sugar Teeth. That's it's a name I've not heard in a long time. I wonder what Lila Canine's up to. My boy. You official GOAT. About time. Several guy won a championship a few days ago. Everyone's talking about him. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Okay, cool. These guys should be videoing through. Shouldn't take us too long. We should be able to get going. Again, another qualifier after this. Yes, I just explained this, so if you didn't hear, there will be another qualifier, but it's in 1 hour and 40 minutes. So it's in 1 hour and 40 minutes, but I'm probably just going to go offline because A, I don't want to fill an hour for the qualifier to happen, only to then have like 20 minutes of admin stuff. And I also have family stuff tonight, so I'm going to have to leave a little early. So I'm not even going to get to cast the whole thing. So I think we're just going to not cast it, which I know is not great. I also would like to cast my qualifiers too. Just the way that things turned out, I think it's just probably going to be easier. So it also gives me a couple hours in the afternoon to get some real life stuff sorted. So I think we're going to do that. It was planned to try and stay alive. I don't know if it makes sense by the end of the day. Only the winner of this final gets qualified. No, the players are already qualified. Top 4 qualified. There's just a little bit of prize money for first and second place. So the top 4 qualified already. We just put a little bit of prize money up so that we get to cast a couple of extra matches from the same qualifier, basically. So yeah, the top 4 already qualified, and then the first and second place get $50 and $25 respectively. So basically a $25 money match coming through right now. Is what we're gonna have underway in a couple of moments. Yeah. Cool. Cool. ByuN readying up. And if Gray's ready too, we should be able to get going. Is the sign up for the next one Q3? No, there's Q2. This one is in this one's in like 1 hour and 40, Q2. How do the invites to group stage 2 work? It's a great question. I don't know yet. I was thinking of maybe just doing top 4 from the spring championship. I don't really have anything else to base it on right now. I mean, last time we did it based on WardiTV Monday winners. But it's very rough to do that right now because the last few Mondays have obviously been all over the place because different people are competing and it's a little bit of downtime season for some people as well, and it hasn't been previously announced, so probably just going to invite some guys to group stage 2 / based on the spring championship or other recent results we've had and stuff. And it depends who accepts invites as well, to be honest. Yeah, kind of depends on who accepts invites. But it is a good question. It is a good question. Bottom left-hand side, our red Protoss player here is going to be Creator. He is up against the blue Terran in the top right-hand corner. It is going to be ByuN. Just a little best of 3 to wrap the day up then for us. Appreciate you guys dropping by and enjoying some SE2 with us as we get into game number 1 of this series. And hopefully a nice little best of 3 and we can wrap up on a bit of a positive, like you say. Some changing plans today, but that's okay. There's also qualifier tomorrow and a qualifier on Thursday. So lots of qualifier action this week. And Friday, there's the Leo League Cup as well as eThermal's 2v2 event. So we're going to have a bigger stream on Friday. And then Saturday and Sunday, we've got eThermal's event as well. Up to the upper right side. ByuN has built his barracks, 2 of them, not really proxied, but out of his base, so he's been playing a lot of mind games with the 2 racks plays lately, where he's been kind of doing a lot of 2 racks Marauders into seeing the response cancelling into Reapers. There's going to be 2 racks Reaper from the get-go. I'm pretty sure he's making it. Obviously, if you're creative right now, you're already like, bro, where are your barracks? I'm a little bit concerned. And obviously we see that it's just going to be Reapers on the way. So there's going to be Reapers, and then he's just going to lift those barracks up and float them into the main super quickly because they're still pretty close to home. So that is the plan. I kind of like it. We'll see what kind of response we get from Creator, who here on Ultra Love has a narrow ramp up into the natural. He's already putting a pylon there to start covering with a battery or so. See what the overall response will be. Right now, you see a Zealot coming up as well. But we're about to be... do you want to reveal the Reaper? Like, the Pro here is obviously still scouting. If you reveal the Reaper, then obviously Creator knows what's up, and then he doesn't have to kind of play against it as though it's Marauders or so. Just going to chill on the low ground, and going to reveal itself now. So, definitely waited a little while. Could have shown that Reaper a lot sooner. But waited a little bit. Now we're going to float the barracks home. At this stage, Creator is building the battery at the front, but I don't think that's necessary anymore. 2 Reapers are not going to be able to come up the ramp and challenge a Stalker or anything. So, you know, with flat ground and some incredible micro, maybe, with a ramp, pretty much impossible, I would say. So, don't think this battery was really necessary at all. Even against 3 Reapers, I just don't think we need that. So, yeah. Well, I mean, we'll see. Maybe Creator's right. Maybe the battery's a cool idea, but I'm gonna... But now, call it out as unnecessary, which is obviously means that it's, you know, investment that's just not needed. There's a couple of Reapers just joined up together. And you see the Stargate on the way through as well. Final still best of 3. Yep, just, again, just because it's just a little money match and stuff, I didn't want guys to play a big best of 5 or anything. This is the way we pretty much always do it for qualifiers like this, guys. If we're just doing like a small prize money difference between 1st and 2nd place during a qualifier and the players are already qualified, we usually just make the final a best of 3. This is something we've done very consistently in WardiTV tournaments. Is it live or a rerun? We are live here on the 5th of August 2025. If you're hearing this and that is not the correct date, and you're not in a weird time zone like Australia or something, then it's a rerun. But we don't really do reruns, so you know, we're live. If it was a rerun or rebroadcast, it would be plastered all over your screen, I promise you. Phoenix are producing a couple of them coming online. Again, Siege Tank Marines, Stim Pack on the way up as well. Just going to be having the Engineering Bay coming about right now. Let's continue bringing that up for the moment. Robo Facility, the Gateway coming online as well. Little bits of everything still on the way up here. As you are going to see the couple of Adepts looking to chase those Reapers down. So Reapers getting pushed away. That's actually going to get rid of 1 Reaper as well. So that's going to be a little nice cleanup already here on the side of... on the side of Creator. I mean, any Reaper you get rid of is just less that can potentially jump into your base and cause trouble, right? 3 Reapers are nasty because 3 Reapers two-shot your workers, so... You really do want to try and stay away from that if at all possible. Phoenix looking to poke into the main base. Going to go after a couple of those SCVs. As the Robo Bay finishes Creator, just going to set us up straight at Colossus for this game. Obviously, the 3rd base was not super duper quick from him either. It's not late or slow really, but keeping that moving along nicely as you do see the +1 on the combat shield then continue to come up as well. So, little bits of establishment coming in for the moment. Yeah, Sentry and a Stalker on the way up as well. So a little bit of everything producing through. +1 attack and combat shield on the way up also. Getting that underway now. And let's just have Barracks 4 and 5 joining us here. There is a 3rd command center from ByuN. He is looking to play the 3-base setup rather than anything 2-base focused. So fairly noteworthy as well. As the +1 attack, Phoenix, Colossus, a bit of everything still coming through here. The couple of gateways continuing up as well as the 2 siege tanks. Build in and join at the front of the natural, and the orbital command is going to float on down to the low ground here as well in the next couple of moments. Get that into position, take that spot, and we will go from there. Tanks, Marines continue to gather together. Ghost Academy coming up too. ByuN is not going into any Vikings yet, which, considering it's Colossus from Creator already, a little concerning. The more that this game goes on, the more you kind of really would like some Vikings here, because otherwise you're going to have no real way to touch those Colossus reliably, and that is a problem. If you're not getting on top of those Colossus quickly, you fall into trouble fairly quickly. So I do think that's a little bit of an issue that we're maybe approaching the questioning point of. So we're going to be seeing the ByuN going to stand up, and that Protoss force is turned away already. Actually going to take a little bit more of a fight here. ByuN coming through again. Couple shots still coming about. Go back and forth for a little bit. Still building, armor upgrade coming online. Temple Archives coming up as well. There's extra gateways building also. Let's have the the Ghost is about to finish. Armory in the Engineering Bay is also going to come through. So the other day, Lemon was beating ByuN. Who is he? Lemon's a Taiwanese Protoss player. Actually, he's played for a long time. Did not always play Protoss. Played some other races, and really shone in the final kind of year of the ESL regional system. In that year, he actually had some really good results. Pushed Oliveira to the limit a couple of times. He was absolutely just popping off in that event, and really kind of sprung up out of nowhere. Like, he leveled up, from one season to the next, basically. And like I say, it kind of became a very entertaining play to end up watching. So Lemon captured quite a few hearts that day, and yeah, still continuing through. So yeah, he's been poking around just more so in that kind of Chinese and Taiwanese region, and obviously I appreciate those are regions that go under the notebook a little bit for a lot of people, so understandable that some people have not quite caught those guys. I picked up on how cool Lemon is. But yeah, he plays a few of the online cups nowadays. Plays in a lot of the qualifiers and stuff, so obviously you see him a lot in the early rounds and so on. Very fun to see. That's going to go around the top. We're just going to drop a command center into place, get that fourth floating across for the moment. A bit of ByuN coming through. The Zealot will be sniped. Blink and the +2 attack upgrade coming online as well, so continue to get that underway for the moment. So let's, with the cleanup, just going to push on through the army, pressing to that top side. So it's going to be Creator the first to try and put some damage in. Then obviously trying to establish base 4. While Creator goes to base 5, typically the current rule of thumb for Terrans is that if the Protoss is of 2 bases, you're kind of okay. Any more than that, you're starting to struggle. So ByuN getting this 4th base, or challenging for this 4th base, is kind of at an appropriate timing. You can get this 4th base now. Creator probably thinks about throwing down base 6. Like, at that point in time, you're kind of fine, and that should be where Creator halts for a little bit on the base production kind of time frame as well. Well, some Vikings up now, but they are likely to volley onto the Phoenix first, unless he can justify target firing the Colossus. But you've got to be sure about target firing the Colossus, because you're going to get shot at those Vikings by the Phoenix, by Stalkers, and if you target fire Colossus, you don't quite get kills, and you don't make any progress with the Vikings, and that's going to be very, very bad for you. So you're going to see Creator fighting into this. I'm not sure if I love that. There's Colossus 1 going down, and the Vikings make good progress on Colossus 2. The Prism going to try and save it in the end. Zealots on the other side will find a command center kill, not a cancel, so it's a nice pick off from the Zealots, but that's the only good thing for Creator in the last 20 seconds. The fight itself was really not it. Obviously, Creator is banking on having a good, strong economy and a good amount of bases behind him to be able to trade like this, but this is just not really true. He's only on 76 pros. Like, his economy is not there yet. It's especially not that much, significantly ahead of ByuN's. And as ByuN shoves forwards here, he's going to get a good amount of units. So many forces going down, so many units picked off. Blink and +1 armor finishing in the next few moments here from Creator. And as the ByuN gets rid of the Stalker, another Sentry, continue to go down. Extra Vikings continue to come up as well. Advanced ballistics coming online as we see a disruptor shot from the right side. Gonna just grab a marine. They'll pick off as the cannon stepping forward as well. A few more probes going down. A pylon gonna get picked away at 2. Jumps onto this Nexus. It will fall. So the Nexus is going down. A few Stalkers still stepping up. 6 probes dead. Obviously, SCV's going down as well on the other side. But ByuN right now really just wants to keep on moving forward. He feels the opportunity in the air. Now there's going to be a bunch of disruptors he's going to have to deal with. So he has to, handle those as best as he can. Another couple of disruptors taking shots. A couple of marauders going down. Disruptors just keep on firing by. ByuN just has too much. Creator really just slipped up on that fight in the top side. It was really just not a fight he should be taking or, engaging into. And he completely was the one who picked the fight as well. Like he set up there, he was posturing for a while, and he really was the player just to commit into it. So GG's. ByuN will take a game number 1 of this best of 3 final. Game 2 coming up in a sec. Let me throw some ads up as well, guys. Persephone from map 2. Persephone. Let's load in. Get going. And game number 2, we're going to start in the top left-hand corner with the red Protoss player who is down by 1. We will be seeing Creator trying to bounce back in this series. See how he fares. Obviously up against ByuN and an SCV onto the map from the get-go here from our blue Terran player. We'll see what his plan is this time. This might just be an engineering bay block. Obviously, could be another kind of barracks proxy as well. There's no strict rule as to what this has to be right now. We'll just see what his idea is going to be here over the next couple of moments. See what we get up and into. Barracks gets placed. Gonna see the factory coming up as well. And yeah, 2 barracks in total coming in. But it does not see it with the probe. It's a fairly it's not a super fast scout either. So you're wrong. It's not like late in the game per se. It's not the fastest scout you could possibly go for. So there's not going to be an immediate kind of figuring out of what's going on here as well. And he goes Nexus before Cybercore, so he's going to have a slightly delayed initial gateway unit outside of a Zealot, so that's a little scary as well, because it gives even more time for this Marauder setup to go. And it will be Marauders, especially as Creator throws down the Nexus on the low ground. It 100% makes sense that's Marauders too. You can punish this, it's flat ground into the natural. ByuN, again, has been playing a few different funky things lately, and that probe coming out the front was not heading over to the left-hand side, but goes there now because he saw the SCV coming from the left-hand side. So now you know for sure exactly what's going on as the Marauders are building. First one out. We're already going to start pressing forward. No concussive shells, though, so I'm just now starting that in the upgrade, in the production tab. So there'll be a little bit until concussive shells are available. You don't need it straight away, but obviously you do want it eventually as the robo facility comes down. And very curious how we defend here. One of the big ways of defending this has been to have that wall off between the main base and natural. But that's not the case here from Crit. He doesn't have that wall off. So it's going to make it a little tough here as we engage through the couple batteries taking damage. Probe already taking a few shots. Cancels up 1. Trying to go after those couple of Zealots. Engineering bay is kind of a big deal on the high ground. It actually does provide some vision for you, so it's not a bad thing to invest into. For a second or two, get some extra shots off. Our battery's gone, so we got a little bit of healing on the Zealots before it went down, but there's now 5 Marauders. Immortal on the way. The concern for me is that Immortal's going to be very lonely. And we're getting to a Marauder count where that Immortal is just going to be engageable and pickable by ByuN with these Marauders alone. He's going to get rid of one Zealot there. A couple probes now dropping. 2, 3, 4 workers perhaps going down just during this onslaught of attacks. There's the Immortal. We don't hit it straight away, though. And ByuN, if he wants to hit it, needs to start hitting it soon. Pops the barrier on it. 2 of the Marauders low. I just hit low ground here. Again, having to push up to the high ground before getting the Immortal shots. It's going to be a big deal. Immortal super low. It's going to go down. It's the first Immortal dead. Now there's Stalker in trouble as well, but Creator knows that he is just in trouble full stop. ByuN will win the $50 first place prize. And of course qualifies alongside Creator in the WardiTV Summer Championships. So congrats to Creator, congrats to ByuN on some money, congrats to Classic, congrats to Shin on qualifying alongside. And that is going to be it for Qualifier 1. Really should have just made second Qualifier 3 hours. I knew it. I knew that was a good idea when I... Yeah. Next time, it's a mental note, we don't need 4 hours between qualifiers. Mental note made. Alright guys, so like I say, the plan basically is that I'm just going to wrap up. I'm going to do a couple of IRL things and stuff, and the next qualifier is in 1 hour and 20. I'm not going to come back for it because I only have 2 hours to cast it, so I'm just going to focus on admin and stuff, and so on and stuff like that. So, yeah. Pigasaur Cup? What about the Pigasaur Cup? I see you keep asking about the Pigasaur Cup. What would you like to know about it? I probably don't know if I can tell you about it, but the Pigasaur Cup is in 10 hours apparently. Yeah, apparently the Pigasaur Cup's in 10 hours. So yeah, Harstem cast. If Harstem wants to cast the second qualifier, he can go wild. Like, but yeah, I'm not going to be here, guys. I think it just makes a little bit more sense for me to skip it. So apologies for that. I'll have better planning next time. Just IRL's a bit crazy lately. So yeah, how's Ellie doing? She's good. She's just bopping around, being a little pupper and loving life and causing trouble. So yeah. So yes, it's gonna be it for us today. We'll be back tomorrow with Qualifier 3 and then Qualifier 4 on Thursday. Friday will be a big stream, stuff like that as well. So yeah, I appreciate you guys coming out. I know it wasn't the longest of streams, but like I say, we'll be getting back on track a little bit with other tournaments throughout the week. So yeah, thanks so much for watching. Any final questions? Anything you guys want to know before I wrap up? This is your opportunity to ask me potentially anything. I might not answer to it all, but I might answer to some of it. So this is your one remaining opportunity. The one last chance. No, nothing. See it or 7. Have I considered a foot cam? Great. You know what? These are exactly the sort of questions we were looking for. Because we can it just justifies me to stop talking and end the stream. Perfect. Thank you. I'll see you guys tomorrow.